Hello everyone, my name is Sloan and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited. I'm taking you guys along with me for a super fun event. 5 houseplant shops near me are doing a houseplant shop hop event today where all 5 of them are open. They all have different events and activities and lectures on different things going on today. And also they each have this little bingo card that you can fill out and get stamped, and if you turn it in at the end of the day, you can win potential planty prizes. So that's what we're doing, and it's 12:30 right now. I have to turn in my card by 5 p.m. if I wanted to be entered to win the prizes. So we have 4.5 hours to hit all 5 shops. I think we can do it. In fact, I'm sure we can do it as long as I don't spend too much time plant shopping at each shop, because that's going to be obviously what I spend my time doing at each shop once I get the little stamp. So we are going plant shopping at 5 different shops. I anticipate they're going to be pretty busy, so we will have to see how much filming I'm able to get, and how I don't want to be in people's way, you know, like, obviously. But I'm super excited to take you guys along with me. I went to this last year and I had an absolute blast. So our first stop is going to be at the plant dealer, and I was actually just at her shop fairly recently and I filmed a plant shopping video, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. But her activity is to have like a little like trade station. She often, it might be a permanent trade station, but I do have a few plants that I'm going to take. I wasn't sure I was going to take anything, so I'm taking this goldfish plant in this little baggie, and also this global green pothos in a little baggie. And then finally, I actually picked up these Hoya carnosa cuttings the last time I was at the plant dealer from the plant trade table. I have rooted them since, and I've decided I don't really want them. So I'm gonna drop all 3 of those off at the trading table, take a look at some of the plants she has for sale. Usually she does like boxed plants where you can like box a certain amount of plants for like $50, but apparently there's also going to be some individual plants for sale today, more than normal. So it should be fun. Let's go. So because I didn't really know how busy all of the plant shops were going to be on this day, and I didn't want to have a ton of background noise of like people talking and that kind of thing, I decided to just take some videos and then voice everything over later, which is definitely different than how I usually do things. I usually go super slowly and kind of talk about each plant individually while I was there, which I kind of like. It's almost like an ASMR effect of like picking up the plant and the leaves rustling and that kind of thing. But this is also fun. So let me know what you think. I'll probably do a mixture of both, I would think, in the future. Those little baggies, some of those are my plants that you can see that I dropped off on the trade table. But anyway, this is what the trade table on this day looked like at the plant dealer. She usually has a trade table going. I've participated in like, I think 3 different trade events there. There's always lots of great plants and plant accessories as well. It's not always, actually I don't think it's ever just plants. Oftentimes there are pots and propagation things, and I don't know, pretty much any vaguely plant thing you could get. I'm pretty sure those tall white things in the back are candles, but I don't know. There's watering can. There's always lots of Costa Farms pots. That's what all those white ones are. And over here is where you can actually go buy the plants. So you can do the pack box for $50. You can actually buy a lot of these as well, like individually. So those are Hoya macrophyllas. And then these were Jessenia Pothoses. That was a really weird way of putting that. The plural of pothos. I don't think it's, I'm pretty sure it's just pothos. Anyway, down here is the Baltic blue pothos. I saw so many of these that day, and I think I really like the Baltic blue better than the Cebu blue, but I don't own a Baltic blue. So at some point I'll have to get one. There's a global green pothos and an Epipremnum Pinnatum Albo. Down here we can see a lot of red marantas. What else is over here? Lots of little tiny plants. Oh, that's a Syngonium Ice Frost. I have a little one that I absolutely love. I don't remember where I got it from. A Syngonium Fizzy white right there. More Syngonium Ice Frost or Frosted Heart. I'm pretty sure those are the same thing. I think that's a Philodendron Micans. Oh, it is. There we go. I did label it. I didn't know for sure. What is that? Oh, that's a Philodendron Oxapapense. I have 2 of these right now. I'm not really loving them. That's a Philodendron Bipennifolium. Those mature really interestingly. I think that one's a Philodendron Fuzzy Petiole. Not sure. That is a Philodendron Silver Sword or Subhastatum. That is such a baby, a little baby one. Up here is a Syngonium Baltic. I don't have one. Oh my gosh. Philodendron Scomiferum. I debated buying this for so long. I kind of wish I would have. I didn't because I have a cutting of one and like it still doesn't have a leaf on it. It's been months, so I don't know. Syngonium Ice Frost, or it doesn't have more than one leaf, I should say. Syngonium Mojito, one of my favorite Syngoniums to look at. Mine's pretty small, so we'll see if I like it as it gets bigger. I'm sure I will, but that is a Philodendron Glad Hands. And then there were quite a few Hoya carrii variegated, and these were really cool. I really debated taking one of these home as well. One of them, you're about to look at it, has the craziest stem. Look at this. That was the one I was going to take home because I just had to. I don't know. Like, I had to take home the crazy looking one. There's a Dieffenbachia reflector. You'll see like an adult one of that or a mature one and later, and it's really cool. The chameleon, ZZ plant, and a philodendron painted lady, one of my favorites. I don't know what that one was, but it was cool. Down here, there's a marble queen pothos. I actually really like that that one had a lot of green on it and not as much white. Another bipennifolium. That, I think, is Micans. This is the one that I didn't know. I knew there was one that I wasn't sure on. And that's a Philodendron Barosoanum. I know literally nothing about that philodendron. Like, don't even know how to pronounce it, clearly. That, I think, is a monstera of some sort. That's definitely a Scindapsus. Pictus Silver Splash. It's an okay Scindapsus. I'm not a huge Scindapsus fan. Philodendron Red Emerald. Philodendron Bipennifolium. I saw a lot of bipennifoliums on this day, like just generally. Oh, down here there's a Philodendron Camposportuanum. Top #1 favorite plant to pronounce for sure. There's another one right there, and I'm pretty sure that's a silver dollar vine. It was not labeled, but I don't know what the heck else it could possibly be. A Philodendron giganteum. There's a Peperomia obtusifolia marble over there to the left that I showed really quickly, and then a Syngonium auritum, which I also know very little about. I think this is a Philodendron Dark Lord. I'm not sure, but that bright hot pink thing in the middle, like where the stems come out, is really cool. I also think that's a booby cactus, but I'm not sure. And this is another, I think, Dark Lord. Lots of thinking today. Really not sure. And up here, there's Monstera siltibacana there in the front. I really want like a big hanging basket of that. I think that'd be cool. I really debated taking home a variegated lipstick plant for so long. Over there on the left, you can see a Philodendron Florida Beauty. It's so pretty. I want one of those so badly. And then real quick, over on the way left, you're about to see it, is a mature Dieffenbachia reflector. First stop is done. It's 1:08, so we're making decent time. And this is what the little bingo card, or whatever you want to call it, passport? That's what it, passport. There it is. I need to put my name on it and everything, but yeah, so first step is done. I have a little haul. I'm gonna do all of my hauls. You know, I don't know if that'll buy a plant or something at every shop, but I will do a little haul at after I leave each one. So I got a little Philodendron Camposportuanum. I'm gonna be honest, I just love the name of this plant. Like every time I see them for sale online, I'm like, oh, I should get that because I love the name. I'd never seen one in real life. And I think they just mature really interestingly. And so it was $10. I thought might as well give it a try. And the plant dealer is the plant subscription company that I get lots of plant subscription boxes from. So if you're interested in getting a plant subscription box, definitely check them out. I have tons of unboxing videos as well. I have one more for this year that I'm going to open soon, and I'm so excited to see what will be in that. But I always don't buy a ton of plants when I go to the plant dealer because I know I'm going to get like a box of plants from them soon. And they were also handing out little pop sockets. So I got an Anthurium beachy pop socket, which it's actually take it out, maybe. I've never had a pop socket in my entire life, so that's pretty fun. I feel like, I like how, like, it's kind of nice how long it is. You know, a pop socket could be really nice for filming on my phone. Never thought about that. But anyway, we are off to our next stop, which is Lare Garden Center. So Lare was actually like completely empty pretty much when I first started filming. So I definitely could have just filmed there, at least during the first part, but I will be voicing over. There's the front of the building. I think it's so pretty. Lare is in Cumming, Iowa, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It definitely feels like you're out in the middle of nowhere, but in reality, it's only 20 minutes from downtown Des Moines. So it's just, I mean, we live in Iowa. Like, it's not that hard to get to a cornfield from downtown. It is what it is. And anyway, this is what it looks like. This is the greenhouse area where they keep a lot of their plants. They do have a second greenhouse now. Over here, there are some crown of thorns. I think their flowers look like little shrimps, which is so cute. And then this orchid is called a ground orchid lemon kiss. I've never heard of that, but the leaves are really cool. It made me really want one. I really want to get an orchid. I've never had an orchid. I always love their hanging pots that are always hanging in that exact same spot. They're always different, but I think they're so fun. This plant is so soft. It's called a leopard lily. I love to just pet them. I don't own one, but they are so soft. And this is their Hoya section. They always have fantastic Hoyas. I love the Hoya australis lisa. Hoya carnosa compacta is a classic. I think those were like $30 here. And then over here is what I would call their more like rare Hoya section. So this is a Hoya Hushkliana variegata, which is such a beautiful Hoya. I think it was around $100. And they always just have a great selection. I never know what a lot of them are because I don't know a ton about Hoya, but I am learning. That one, never heard of it. SPUT073, but it looked cool. It looked interesting. And this one was a Pilea aluminum plant, and they were really big. Like, look at how giant that is in that tiny pot. This was a Rhaphidophora decursiva that is absolutely huge. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get the price on this. I'm just curious because it was giant. I don't know how much that possibly could have been, but it was huge. There's jade over here. That one's a variegated jade, which I think is so beautiful. There's watermelon peperomias over there in kind of a tiny pot. That'd be a really good starter watermelon peperomia to take home. Venus flytraps, and then jewel orchids as well for only like $14, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I don't know. I don't feel like I see jewel orchids a lot. I don't know what this one was, but it really caught my eye. It just says like terrarium plant or something like that. And then I love this fern. If you know what this fern is, please comment down below and tell me. I could guess, but I'll probably be wrong. And then they have a lot of Dracaena, like a crazy amount of Dracaena. So I kind of skipped past the large majority of the Dracaena because I just don't think they're that interesting. But I did stop at the snake plant because it caught my eye. It's kind of weird. It's a Sansevieria kirkii copper tone. It was weird. It was cool. It was weird. I wouldn't buy one, but it was fun to look at. And they always have like the best selection of rare plants around here. They're not cheap, but they're so fun to look at. I think that one was a mature Bipennifolium. I'm not sure. This was a Philodendron Oxapapense. This is my number one wish list plant for 2023. Oh my gosh. And then the variegated fiddle leaf figs. So these were priced at $400. And I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. These went down in price all the way down to $100 recently. And I might have picked one up. So that's a little sneak peek. There is a video coming out. But yeah, they went down a lot in price. And then they have the smaller Rhaphidophora decursivas. I think I love the shine on those plants. And then, of course, the Rhaphidophora hey. I thought that part maybe looked like variegation, but it could have just been damaged or like a bug or something. Not really sure what was going on there. Could be a lot of things. On this side is the Monstera Standeliana Albo of my dreams. It honestly might be an Aurea because you do see a bit of yellow on the leaves, but this 100% inspired me to want to grow mine like that, like spilling out of a pot. So that is what I'm doing. Mine it's getting there. It's one stem. I need to chop it and prop it, but we're getting there. Then there's a Monstera subpinnata. Those have never really done it for me. I don't really like them. Then there's the Scindapsus Silver Splash, and right next to it, some Monstera dubias. I've never really noticed how similar those two plants look until I saw them side by side like that. I also think it's really weird to see Monstera dubias that are on moss poles and not a plank. I don't like it. It just looks wrong to me. I don't know. Then there were some Scindapsus Tribuii Moonlights, quite a few of them in pretty full pots. I don't remember what the price on that was, and I couldn't read that just now, unfortunately. Then there was this Philodendron Jose Buono. I swear, Ted Lare always has the best Jose Buonos. You'll see another one pretty soon that's an even better specimen. They're always super variegated and giant, and it took me so long to find the name of this plant because they're so full. There's so many plants in the pot along with the moss pole that it just took me a while to get to it. But it's a Philodendron Red Congo Dwarf. I've never really seen one of those before. And then they have a bunch of painted ladies. Ted Lare always has great painted ladies. Also, if you can't tell, I'm here quite a bit. I have a lot of shopping videos here too. And then this leaf was so pretty. It's so yellow. I love painted ladies. And over here is a Philodendron Paraiso Verde. They just sold one on their Instagram stories for a really great deal. So if you're in the area, definitely make sure you follow their Instagram. Over here was a variegated Philodendron Burl Marks, and I put that with a question mark because I think it's reverted. Like a couple of those leaves were variegated, but like for the most part, they were pretty green. And then another Philodendron Atabapoense. I didn't really film it, but you can kind of see back there that some of the leaves, you can see the back of them. They're like a purpley dark red. So pretty. Oh my gosh. And then here's that beautiful Jose Buono specimen. There's another one back there. They are just always so, so, so gorgeous. And then down here they had some pitcher plants, and not to just talk about my wish list multiple times, but I'm going to. I really want to get a bigger pitcher plant. I have like one in a little 2-inch pot that I'm kind of struggling with, and I just want to get a big one with pitchers like that and kind of start from there. I think sometimes the bigger plants are easier to deal with. And then there's a Philodendron Florida Mint. I think it's really just a Florida Ghost. I don't know if there's a difference. Let me know what you think. And then there was this Aglaonema Platinum. Looking back at this, I kind of wish I would have taken this home. It's so unique and pretty, but it was huge. What was I going to do with it? And then a variegated Ficus triangularis, biggest one I've ever seen. This is one of my favorite plants. I killed mine. Maybe could have brought it back to life, but I didn't. One day I'll try again. And then they have a bunch of Philodendron Silver Swords. It's so crazy to me that I feel like silver swords were so hard to find for so long, and now they're just everywhere. And then a Philodendron Birkin with some really pretty variegation. And over back here in this little corner were some Philodendron Micans. I kind of zoomed in on this little one, but there's some up a pole too. And this plant was really interesting. It's a Philodendron Tahiti on a totem, and it just looks really weird and cool and like tropical. I don't know. I liked it. And then there are a ton of prayer plants, and I am not going to attempt to guess what these are because for the life of me, I cannot ever remember, but they're very, very pretty. And I'm really into like the round leaf calatheas right now. So like this one, absolutely gorgeous. I need to get a round leaf one in my life and just try it out. And then this plant, I think it's a variegated Philodendron giganteum, but let me know if you think it's something else. I know I have a friend that thought it was like an elephant ear. I don't know, but it's very, very pretty. This is in their other greenhouse actually, but so pretty. All right, I have my second plant shop stamp. Only 3 more to go. I haven't been to Ted Lare in a while, and I couldn't believe they had variegated fiddle leaf figs. What? I've never seen those in real life. Oh my gosh. That would be an awesome plant to own. A little expensive, but that would be an awesome plant to own. Oh my gosh. I have a little refreshment break now. This is orange LaCroix. I knew this was going to be like a long excursion, so I knew I was going to need need a refreshment. Last year I was out like all day. This year I'm actually missing some of the events. So Ted Lare's event this morning was houseplant bingo with prizes, activity books, and there was a $10 drop-in air plant holder workshop DIY thing. So I missed that because that was at 10 a.m. and we had a late start this morning. But I have a little bit of a haul from Ted Lare. So all I got was this pot. There were definitely a lot of plants that I could have purchased, but this pot is kind of special because the last time I was here, I really wanted that pot really badly, and this was like months ago, and I talked myself out of it. It was only $32. I think it was actually more. The last time I was here, I feel like it was more, around like 50. I could be wrong. I could be completely misremembering. But anyway, I loved this pot the first time that I saw it. I should be holding it up while I talk about it, but it's kind of heavy. But I loved it. I talked myself out of it, and when it was still there, it was like meant to be, right? Like, I just had to get it. So yeah, successful trip to Ted Lare and our next plant shop. So now we have 3 left, and they're all like either literally in downtown Des Moines or like very close. So it's about 2 o'clock right now, so we're making very good time. Like, we're absolutely going to get to Art Terrarium, which is the last place we're gonna go before 5. We should, at least. So I think next we are going to go to, I'm looking at my little sheet. Let's go to Petals and Moss next. So their activity is rare plant cutting sale, and there are hourly giveaways and refreshments until 4 o'clock. So hopefully that'll be fun. I've only filmed 1 plant shopping video at Petals and Moss, and I think I've only been there like 4 times. So it should be fun to go see what they're like. They are a very small building, so it's often very packed. So we will see how much I'm even like able to film at all, but it should be fun. I'll get my little stamp. Maybe they'll have some good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you there. So Petals and Moss is in the East Village downtown, which is like a super bougie, trendy little area. It's right by a West Elm, so if that tells you everything that you need to know. So it's like you go in to buy plants, but like also for the experience for sure. So this is literally just the sidewalk area. They have tons of plants outside. All of these were propagations, and they were priced very well. Kind of regret not getting that Sansevieria for $2. I really regret it, actually. Then they have this bird cage full of plants inside that is always really fun. There's a giant Monstera Thai constellation up there, but like, see how it's an experience. Like, there's a lot of different thrifted antique items as well, not just plants. Like, you can come in here and get somebody like a full gift set of a bunch of random things, including a plant. And I really, really liked that green pot, but it didn't have drainage. And I really liked these terracotta pots, and they didn't have drainage either. And I just don't want to spend money on a pot if I have to drill a hole in it. And I'm just really big into drainage. I don't really like using cash pose. And they had this whole wall of plants, and Petals and Moss's, their thing is also a box sale. So you can fill up a box. I don't remember what the price is, but as many plants as you can fit in this box, as long as they're touching the bottom of the box. And I know that all of these plants on the back wall can be used in that sale, which is cool because all of these plants were pretty big. So to think that they could be put in like a box and sold with a bunch of other plants is, I don't know, kind of neat. And then there was another Baltic blue pothos. I've been really drawn to Baltic blues this whole video. I need to buy one. And they have this magnifying glass. I've literally looked at this magnifying glass every time I've been in here, and I thought about buying it, but it's not a super nice magnifying glass. Like, it's mostly for the looks, so I have not purchased it. There was a Hoya carnosa compacta that was super long. I think it was around $75 if I'm reading that correctly, and a very full string of turtles as well. Arguably, though, the most exciting plants were outside on the corner, and these were all set up by the Trendy Gardener to promote his new store that just recently opened. And these were so reasonably priced and uncommon and interesting. There were philodendron white princesses, ring fires, gloriosums. Like they were so fantastic. I can't wait to go visit the store in person now that it's open. And of course there will be a video, I promise. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. So Petals and Moss is very clearly like a very vibey place. They have a lot of like antiques and like thrifted stuff as well. But what I was really excited about was that table outside by the Trendy Gardener. I think I have that right. I will put it down below. But yeah, so I guess there's a new plant shop opening up in Des Moines, and he was selling a bunch of plants, so I picked up some stuff. I'm spending far more today than I planned on, but I wishlist plants, so I'm pretty pumped. So this is a Philodendron Florida Ghost that I picked up. I have been wanting one of these for a really long time, and this was $20. $20. Like, where here in the metro area of Iowa, we just don't find these for that price at all. Like, I'm so excited. And apparently the shop is going to be like a specialty plant shop, so there will be more of this. And then I also got a Philodendron Melanochrysum. Look at how long these leaves are. I really hope it does well. I can put it in my greenhouse cabinet if I need to. I'll have to put it on a pole to help it grow, probably grow up. But I've been wanting one of these for a hot minute. He had so many other plants that I wanted. There was a Philodendron Summer Glory, which the only reason I didn't get that is because I know like you can find them at a lot of places, but they're really cool. A Veracosum, like, oh my gosh, the Philodendron Serpens was $60. That was tempting. I'm speechless. That was so much fun. I'm trying to put the Melanochrysum down. I need to get these out of the sun. That was so much fun. Okay, I'm getting dirt all over my car. But we only have 2 more plant shops left. It is 2:50, so I think we're making good time. I was at that Trendy Gardener table for a long time, but we are going to head to Renovation Jungle next, which Renovation Jungle is one of my top favorite plant shops in the area, and I haven't been there in so long. So I am super pumped to head there because like something about being there just makes me calm and happy. It's like, it's my happy place, and I haven't been there in months. So what was their activity? I think we missed it, but their activity was a plant talk for a couple hours earlier on understanding indoor light and grow lights 101. So pretty cool. But the benefit of like missing some of the activities is that it hasn't been too busy in these places. It's been a little busy sometimes, but not horrible. But anyway, clearly I am quite chatty right now. I will see you guys at Renovation Jungle. I talk about this in every single video I film here, but I love Renovation Jungle so much. Something about the atmosphere just makes me feel so relaxed and happy. I could practically live here. I wish they had a coffee shop attached so I could just sit in it all the time. I don't know what it is, but it just, something about it like really, really speaks to me. So here was an alocasia black velvet. They always have a great selection of alocasias here. There were a ton of ferns as well. One day I will figure ferns out. I have no clue what this plant is, and I couldn't read the label after I filmed this. So if you know what that is, let me know. I feel like maybe it's a weird peace lily. There was a Philodendron gold violin, which is a very interesting plant. I feel like I haven't really seen one of those before. A maidenhair fern, the world's toughest fern to grow, but it's so beautiful. I don't know if it's actually the toughest fern to grow. It probably is. People definitely talk about it like it is. I've never had one, so I can't speak from personal experience. And there was a Stramanthe Trio Star. I actually bought a Stramanthe Trio Star at this event exactly 1 year ago, like, you know, the year before at this event, and it's dead. But it was fun for a year. It was fun to have for a year. Then there was a Philodendron Florida Green over kind of on the bottom part of this little shelf setup. And over on this wall, just look how pretty it is here. There's a Hoya Croniana Silver that was absolutely exploding out of that pot. That was one freaking full plant. And then there were Hoya Curtesii, kind of one thing above, but there were a lot of Hoyas over there. They always have great Hoyas here, and they have great everything. And that's always the pet safe corner. I guess I didn't feel like filming it this day, but they had these huge baskets of Hoya australis Lisa Hoyas, which is my favorite Hoya, probably, if I had to choose a favorite Hoya. And there was a painted lady over here on the ground. I think philodendron painted ladies should get more hype. I just love them. Tons of alocasias over here on the ground in this petal tray. This one's a Maharani. I think that they have such a cool texture. That one was also a Maharani, but it looked different to me because you could kind of see the backs of the leaves, but that's just how they look. They kind of have that purpley look on the back of them, which is really quite neat. I think the new ones, it's a little bit more prominent. There's a variegated peace lily. That's one of my favorite easy plants. They're so pretty, so little work. And the Alocasia Dragon Scale, I think this was around like $60 or $70. And that's probably why I didn't buy one, but I really wish I did. Looking back at this, that is such a cool plant. And I've wanted one for a while. I don't know why I didn't buy it. Probably because I was spending a lot of money that day. Then there was a Philodendron Summer Glory. That's such a pretty plant. They had a ton. So here is what they look like. They are a cross between a gloriosum and something else. And the veining in the middle is from the gloriosum. And the gloriosum is one of my favorite philodendrons. So I'm happy that I have a little baby tiny one. I'm excited to see it grow and kind of have bigger leaves like these ones do for sure. Down on this little pebble tray is a philodendron fuzzy petiole, or a couple of them. Those are a fun plant. I would definitely take one if decided. I was kind of on the fence about them for a while. And they have a bunch of philodendron silver stripes as well. I've really been loving my philodendron Brazils lately. I feel like I could take a silver stripe. Scindapsus tribouii Moonlight over there, a second one actually on that shelf as well. And then they have a bunch of smaller plants here pretty much always. There's a Hoya Crimson Queen for $13 and quite a few other little small starter plants like this goldfish plant. Goldfish plants are some of my absolute favorite plants. They have my favorite blooms. They look like little goldfish crackers. I could talk my ear off on them. Now, how to get them to bloom, that I struggle with. They had eyelash ferns. These feel so cool. If you've never petted an eyelash fern, you need to go figure out where the recent a place near you that sells them, so you can at least go pet them even if you don't take them home. They are so cool, and they remind me a little bit of ginkgo leaves, like from a ginkgo tree, which is my favorite tree for the leaves. I have a lot of opinions on trees. Don't get me started on trees. Watermelon peperomias, they're all like good opinions, I guess. I love trees. They're good opinions. Get me started on trees. It'll be fun. Then there was a Monstera Peru over here. The texture of Monstera Perus kind of reminds me of an alocasia actually, which is interesting. This was a philodendron mottled dragon, golden dragon. And that one leaf was really the only one that I could see that had that mottling, but it was a pretty cool plant. And over in this little area, they always have a lot of begonias and some philodendrons. So this was a philodendron white wizard. It's got that beautiful half moon variegation on that leaf. And they always have a lot of begonias, and I haven't really spent a lot of time looking at them. I need to give begonias more credit. This was a Monstera siltepecana. I want a big hanging basket of those. I think that'd be fun. Watermelon peperomia. That's a normal Hoya australis. The Lisa part is the variegated part, so it's kind of those two kinds. Maybe there's more kinds, I don't know. And this was a red ardisia, which I know nothing about. Perhaps I should Google it so I can know something about it. I don't know. And over here is a philodendron pink princess. But did you see how there were a bunch of Hoyas back there, and I just totally beelined right for the philodendron? Look, I'm so close to that begonia. Why am I not I'm not even looking at the begonias. Maybe I should. This is the philodendron ring of fire. I think maybe one of those in there is blooming, but I'm not quite sure. And there's another philodendron white wizard kind of in the middle of all of these in there, which is a very pretty plant. And then another philodendron painted lady with a ton of plants. I just love it in there. The vibes are immaculate. I could just sit in there for hours. Like, I love it there so much. That was a quick trip, but I really need to do like a full plant shopping video there because I just love spending time there so much. So I'm petting the plant that I bought. I was just sitting there doing this. So I bought an eyelash fern. So this is my second go with one of these. I think they're so cool, like, just love them so much. And I bought a 2-inch eyelash fern, like, I don't know, like sometime in 2020, and it lived for a while, and then I was still learning about plants, and I put it in a south window and it fried, so oops. But this was $15. We're gonna give it a second go. Maybe I'll put it in my bathroom where it'll get like lots of good humidity. I don't know where exactly I'm gonna put it, but yeah, it says indirect bright to medium light. Direct light will burn leaves. We have learned this. This is how it died the first time. And then, yeah, it's pet safe because I think most ferns are pet safe. I'm reading the little like information. Renovation Jungle always has information about how to care for their plants, which I love. I feel like my mom would really like it at Renovation Jungle, so I should take her at some point. Hi Mom, if you're watching this. But we're almost done. It's 3:20. We've made such good time. And yeah, there's only one more plant shop to check out. Let me get my little sheet out. Oh my gosh, Renovation Jungle did a little like punch out. That's so cute. But the last place that we are stopping is at Art Terrarium. And so they are doing a happy hour from 4 to 6. And then a person from a different plant shop that's in Ames, Iowa, which is like 45 minutes away, is giving a plant talk at 4:30. So we're actually like a little too early for that. We've made very good time. So I probably won't stay for the happy hour at Art Terrarium, but we will see. Maybe I'll like see him get it set up and stuff, but yeah, we'll just have to check it out. I am gonna have to put this eyelash fern somewhere where I can just do this all the time. It's gonna like have to go in my living room so I can just pet it. How fun. But yeah, I will see you guys at Art Terrarium. So Art Terrarium is kind of on the southwest-ish side of downtown, and I actually just found out that they are going to be moving next year sometime, and I think they're not going to be downtown anymore, which I'm kind of excited about because some of the little they're not towns, but like little neighborhoods within Des Moines that they're thinking of moving into are super cute, historical. Like, I think it could be a really fun move for them. So I'm just excited to see, where they end up going. But Art Terrarium always does a really good job having little activities to do in the store. So they have a build your own terrarium over here, and they have a section with small 2-inch tropical plants. There's that fern again. That's such a cool fern. And then below it, they have kind of the same thing for desert plants as well. So I love that they do that. And they do a really good job just having outside events there in general, which is fun. And they have a clearance section. There's a Philodendron silver sword. That's actually a goldfish plant of some sort, apparently. Looks a little weird to me. A Philodendron Kathleen, whatever that is. I've never heard of that. And then this is their pet-friendly section. Peperomias and calatheas and prayer plants generally, are great pet-friendly plants. So that one's a rattlesnake calathea. That is apparently a peperomia jelly, and I don't think I've ever seen one that isn't variegated, and I would not have known that was a peperomia jelly at all. There was a little baby calathea orbifolia, which usually I just feel like I see those and they're huge. I had a few ponytail palms, and over here is kind of their ficus section. So this is a ficus microcarpa or a ficus ginseng. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They're so fun. Sometimes they look like little butts on the trunk, so a lot of people like them for that reason. And this is kind of a big fiddly fig bambino, and I feel like I didn't appreciate this as much as I do now when I was there. Those are hard to find big like that, so that was a really, really cool find. And yeah, I just don't, you don't see those very often. Here's a normal Hoya australis that is really spilling out of that pod. Would look great hanging from the ceiling. They have a Hoya croniana. So did Renovation Jungle. So these seem to be kind of showing up a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like a lot of times the plant shops have a similar selection to a certain extent. There's a Hoya Crimson Princess there and a Hoya Carnosa Crinkle 8. I think I've decided I want a Crinkle 8. They're so fun, and what a random fun name for a plant as well. This is a Hoya linearis. I don't have anything that is that shape. I've also decided I need something that shape, like hanging. I don't know. It seems fun to me. Another Baltic blue. Like I said, I've just been drawn to those as of late. Should probably get one. I keep talking about all the plants I'm going to get. I need to make some room. They had a white princess philodendron that was already pretty tall, all things considered. That leaf was quite pretty. And then more philodendrons over here. They had quite a few philodendron pink princesses. That's what almost all of these on this side are. And I was trying to find one to get to the price, but it was hard to get to the price because all the plants were so big and so full. And I don't actually remember what the prices were. I think it was around $60 or something, but they have really gone down in price so much as of late, which is so crazy. And here's another Philodendron Summer Glory. They have really been everywhere lately. I'd never heard of them before, and all of a sudden they were everywhere. And sometimes I feel like that's just what happens with how plants are mass produced. There's a Philodendron Silver Sword in the middle. Speaking of another plant that became really mass produced, that's one of them. Another Philodendron Summer Glory. And the veining is so pretty on those. Oh, and then all that's left is these were all of the prizes. I could not believe all of the stuff that they were giving away. There were so many cool prizes this time. Last year there weren't this many. So here is me putting my ticket in, and we'll see what happens. And that is a wrap on the Houseplant Shop Hop 2022, all 5 plant shops. That was really fun, and I will absolutely do it again next year if they're doing it again. I think this is like an annual thing. I'm not really sure. And it's only $3.48, so we definitely made time just fine. And then while I was in there, I actually found out that the like cocktail hour thing at the Terrarium isn't happening until like 6 or something, so I don't really know what the timeline was. But anyway, I'm gonna head home now and do some homework, because this was a great way to procrastinate all of my homework that I have to. But I want to thank you so much for following along with me on this journey. I had so much fun sharing it with you guys, and last year I came all by myself, but this year I took all of you with me, and it was that much more fun to do it with all of you. So if you aren't subscribed to me, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. I post a lot of plant shopping content of my houseplants at home and more, and I would love to see you in the next one. I don't know if I will win a prize, but if I do, I will be sure to add a little clip at the end of this showing you what I got. But if there's no clip, just assume I didn't win, which is completely fine, although the prizes looked really awesome. So thank you again for coming along, and I'll see you next time. Bye!